All right, everybody. It is Jordan. Wednesday Night Warhammer. It is a fantastic time to be a bug right now after the data slate, after some changes with Pariah Nexus. The bugs are just really good right now. So I wanted to take a second to make a Tyranid tier list. All right. So I'm going to go over all of these units. Some of them don't exist anymore. Pour one out for the homies. These Hierodules. It's real sad. They're legends. But we're going to see where I think things lie and try and get like an aggregate little picture of where the bugs are within different, scope of things for Pariah Nexus. Okay? Hopefully it won't be too long, but let's see what we can do. First up, we got Barbed. I think Barbed are good. They're really well pointed. I think they're back down to 50, right? 55. Okay. And their ability is still really good. A lot of Tyranids like controlling the battlefield with Gargoyles or whatever. And Barbed actually really help that. So for right now, I'm going to put them right here, B tier, because they, I think they serve a purpose. And if you have 55 points, they're a good flex spot to maybe come in from reserves, slow down a really scary unit, and then take up some space. So I think they're all right. Biovore. We're just slamming them up there. S tier. People were really worried about the Biovore and Spore Mines not being able to do actions. Turns out it's just good still. Bottom line, you get a 50-point model that sits on your home objective that has OC, and it still does things. A lot of other armies have to actually pay for units to sit there, cultists, whatever. But the Biovore sits in the back and it still does things. This still gets you engaged on all front. It still gets you behind enemy lines. It still cancels out advances for your opponent's models. Biovore's S tier. I think it's going to be S tier for the entire edition. He's there. Easy. Next up, we have the Deathleaper. Now, lone ops are very strong. Deathleaper is a character, of course, so he does give off assassination. He's a little bit more expensive than some of our other lone ops, except I think he is still cheaper than the Neurolictor. But so I think he's definitely better than Barbed. He does really good. He does also buff the leadership, so you can stack the -1 from Synapse and then the -1 from him, then -1 from Neurotyrant. So you could actually do some pretty good stuff with that. So I think I'm going to leave him top of A tier right now. It's the Deathleaper. Another unit that just, sheesh, right there. They keep on raising the points on Gargoyles, and I keep on putting more on my list, if I'm being honest. This unit is fantastic. Moves 12 inches, OC2, shoots and scoots, deep strikes. You can move block with it. You can score secondaries with it. You can take over objectives with it. They're really annoying to take care of, and I love Gargoyles. I think Gargoyles are probably higher than the Biovore, in my opinion, but I definitely think that these two are some really good scoring units. Ooh, that's fun. My mouse does that. All right, next up, we got Genestealers. I'm going to be honest, I've been really, 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 really loving Genestealers right now. I think they are very good, but honestly, when I rate these Genestealers, I rate them with the Broodlord. Where's this fella? All the way over here. So for right now, I'm going to put Genestealers in A tier. That might get shifted, but Deathleaper, I think they're actually probably better than Deathleaper just because we have access to really cheap lone ops. Spoiler alert. We'll get there in a second. So I'm going to put these guys at the top of A tier there. I'm sure it's going to get shifted around. Harpy. Yeah, boop. I don't know if we need to talk much more else. I think the Spore Mines are cute, whatever. But the weapon is just terrible, in my opinion. And, flyers are always paying for their past crimes. And the Harpy, I think, is definitely one of those units that did terrible things in editions before and is no longer doing that. Moving on. Hierophant. I think it is also D tier. I would run a Hierophant before a Harpy for sure. Well, actually, I don't know about that. I would put it in D tier. Okay, Hive Guard. Let's look at Hive Guard. I think Hive Guard might be in C tier. I don't really think they're very playable. I think they, it's another one of those models that has just been paying for its past crimes. You can make an argument. Yes, you can Overwatch, really cool, out of line. Well, not out of line of sight anymore, but they just don't really do a whole lot. And yeah, the shot cannon is kind of cute into vehicles, but the AP1 is just tough. And then with cover everywhere, I don't know. I don't see them getting any higher than bottom of C tier. I might even put them down further. Hormagaunts. Ooh wee. I am loving Hormagaunts. So the list that I'm playing right now has 2 Gargoyle squads, 1 Hormagaunt squad. I think it's just great. I think they're really good. The increase to strength with Synapse really actually helps these guys because strength 5 is a great breaking point, and Hormagaunts, they just have a boatload of attacks, and you just can charge them out. They're only 65 points. You can skirmish with scouts, and it's actually really nice to just have them there. So I'm going to put Hormagaunts. I actually probably like them more than Genestealer Broodlord combo, if I'm being honest with y'all. Let me scoot this. How does one make tiers? Okay, there we go. So we'll do it like that. So far, I think Hormagaunts chilling up there. OC2, they advance in charge. They have a bunch of attacks. They can actually kill things. Easy. Lictor. This is what I was talking about before. S tier. That might be a little bit of aggressive move, putting him all the way up there, but he's 55 points. Lone op, stealth, can rapid ingress for free. He's just really good. Like the amount of lone op shenanigans that you can pull with anybody, it's just astounding. I feel like the better I get at the game, because I'm always still improving, the more I make use out of lone ops, because you can do things like put this guy on an objective, right? And have your Genestealers right behind this guy, okay? If anybody wants to come and shoot at this to take you off primary, they're going to have to come within 12, okay? And if they're within 12, then that means they're probably within a 4-inch charge of these Genestealers. You stage something behind the lone op, when they come kill your Lictor, which will be very sad, it's going to die, then you can hop out. And then they trade something for your 55 unit, 55 point model, and you can just eat them with your Genestealers or whatever else you got. So, Lictor is up there for sure. Let's go with Maleceptor. Hey, I did it that time. Aren't you guys proud of me? I am, maybe to a fault, I love Maleceptors. Maleceptors are one of my favorite units. I always love 2 of them and then 2 Exocrines, and pretty much any list that I run almost anywhere. So I definitely think a Maleceptor, at least in this A tier right here, is definitely easy. So yeah, there's not too much more to say about that. He's super durable. He hits really hard in combat and shooting now, because he went from strength 8 to strength 10 on his melee attacks, which is actually a huge breaking point as well. So I actually really like him just charging up the field. A lot of people have a hard time just killing a Maleceptor in one activation, especially depending on which detachment you're in. If it has a 5-up feel no pain, then it's even tougher. Next, we've got the Mawloc. Some people are really, really high on the Mawloc right now because of Vanguard, because you can loop them infinitely and just get a bunch of mortals, and you run 2 of them. That's the combo. They spring up, do a bunch of mortals, and then at the end of your opponent's turn, assuming your Mawlocs don't die, they probably will, then you scoot them back into reserves and you can do it again. I don't know. I still think it's a lot of points to, invest into a little bit of a gimmick, and you're pretty much already automatically budgeting your strategy or your CP use right from the get-go. I think it's cute. I haven't tried it out, so maybe I'm wrong, but I'm not really a fan of the Mawloc combo and Vanguard Invader right now. Super cool, but not for me, so we're going to put him right there. I would definitely run the Hive Guard. I would definitely run Mawloc before Hive Guard, I think. Mucolid Spore. Sorry, buddy. Squidward's uncle ain't getting anywhere further up than that. He is right there. Okay, a cool unit, the Neurogaunts. I think these are neat. And the main reason why I think they're neat is because it's 11 models for 45 points. That's not bad. And then when you think about it, they also give off Synapse, which Synapse is even more important than it was before. And it was important before, but now you get +1 strength if you're chilling in a Synapse aura. Sheesh. I think it's pretty good. So I think for right now, I will keep them probably just below the Barbed for right now. Oh, we'll see where that is. All right, next up, Neurolictor. Oof. I don't think he's B tier. Don't worry. I just heard a gasp across the internet. I think I am actually going to do... I think he's better than the Deathleaper, but the question is, does that then put the Deathleaper into B tier? Ugh. He's pretty good, but I honestly do think... I really like the Neurolictor. He's expensive, and honestly, on all my lists, I'm only fitting one in at this point. He did get a Synapse buff, so some things that I was doing before is like you can have your Lictor next to a Neurolictor and give him Synapse, which is pretty cool because then he fights first automatically on a strength 8. That's good. Any other skirmishing units your Neurolictor can just hang out with. If he wants to hang out with the Hormagaunts, if you don't access to Neuroloids, then that's sweet. But he still does his Battle Shock thing. It's very good. You can just threaten a middle objective. If they come in too close, then they're Battle Shocked, maybe. And then all of your bugs turn their heads simultaneously and just wreck whatever that was. So I'm going to keep him bottom of A tier. This is the first time that I'm really questioning myself in this rating right here, because I do like the Deathleaper, but this guy right here, whew, is pretty good. All right. Narrow Tyrant. I think he's better than the Neurolictor. I really think he is, and I feel icky saying that, kind of. I'm not going to lie. But main reason is his new change is he can lead Zoanthropes, and oh my gosh, that unit is so good. He gives that Synapse, so like it helps out your Hormagaunts, whatever. It could help out your Lictor, and oftentimes I actually pass it back to an Exocrine just to make sure that I can use a 5 of Feel No Pain if something nasty gets a bead on my Exocrine. We'll see. I'm going to keep him there. His Flamer is really good. And Synaptic Nexus also, you can get him a really gross Flamer. And Crusher Stampede, he whatever he leads is also benefiting Crusher Stampede too. So like if you get +1 twice with your Zoanthropes, I guess. I don't know. He's cool. There's a lot of funky things you can do with him currently. Big guns never tire and everything. I think some of those things are going to get patched, but just the fact that he can lead Zoanthropes right now makes me pretty confident that he's going to be at least an A tier. And you know what? I'm probably going to do this. Only reason why I feel actually really confident putting him above Hormagaunts is because we still have Gargoyles. So if you're running like 2 or 3 Gargoyle units, the question is, do you really need the Hormagaunt unit as well? I like 2 and 1. 2 of these guys, 1 of these guys, but I definitely I'm running a Neurotyrant pretty much in all of my lists right now. So I think he stays right there. You know what? Ooh, is he higher than Maleceptor? Maybe. I'll come back to that. Norn Assimilator. I like this guy. I don't. The sad part is, yes, his gun is punchier. Yes, his fists are punchier, but we're not taking a Norn of any kind really to kill things. In my opinion, we're taking them to slam them on an objective and lock in like 40 points for primary each game. So I think I'm going to put him bottom of B. I like his harpoon thing coming from reserves. You get like a 7-inch deep strike charge, maybe. And if you're in Synaptic Nexus, you can time it so it's a 6-inch deep strike charge. But his base is big, and it's a lot to set up. So I'm not sure I really, really like him. You know what? Dun, dun, dun. He's definitely better than a Mawloc, in my opinion. Ooh, I might get some hate for that. I don't know. We'll see. Yeah. Norns. Man, I'm a sucker for a Norn. I was almost really cute and put that guy in front of like these guys, but I think if you're running a Norn, you're gonna build around a Norn, you know? So it's tough because like I feel like these 3 units right here can fit into most lists if you have an idea on what you want to use them for. I feel like a Norn, you're devoting so many points that I think the rest of your list is going to have to go around that as well. So I think I am going to put him bottom of B for right now. Next up, look at this guy. Look at this little feller. I'm going to put him here. I think I'm going to put him here. This old One-Eye, he gives rerolls to hits to your Carnifexes. In my opinion, if you run an old One-Eye, you're running both Carnifexes as well. I think some people have had success like rapid ingressing an old One-Eye. I think that's cool. I think John Lennon did that for a while. But I really like him just for the Carnifex bomb with all the death spitters. And it's just really cool. You can get +1 to hit Crusher Stampede. So if you're, I meant to say that he gives a bunch of OC in Crusher Stampede. You still +1 to hit is hard to activate because you need to kill one of the Carnifexes fully, which is not really what you want to be doing. But I think he's cute. I think he's all right. Invasion, he's strong. Yeah. So I think I'm going to put him. I think I still rate just lone op better than damage at this point. Tyranids are still a control army, I think, with denying primary, scoring a bunch of secondary. So I'm still going to put Deathleaper above Old One-Eye. Parasite. This guy's kind of cool. And with Synapse, he does some pretty cool stuff. I think you do some secondary play with him. You can also pass out Synapse by just having him around. There's some funky builds with like the Dirge Heart and Synaptic Nexus, I believe. So you can run out, cause battle shock checks, and then you can do like the grenade strat with him. I haven't seen a whole lot of other things with this. I think he's cheap, but like the fact that we have a Lictor over here and the fact that we have Gargoyles and we have Spore Mines and Hormagaunts and just a bunch of different ways to get places, I'm not really sure that this is a unit that Tyranids really, really need. So in that case, I am actually going to put him top of C tier for right now. I think I feel okay with doing that, but we'll see. I don't know. Tell me if I'm wrong. If you're enjoying my ramblings, please give this video a like, a comment, subscribe even. That'd be sweet too. Yeah. All right, Psychophage next. Psychophage, where's Psychophage going to go? I think he is at that point where he's just so cheap that he actually can do things. Me personally, I don't know, but I still feel like he kind of fits into a build of like, you're going to play a certain type of list if you're running a Psychophage. You're not really going to play like you're not going to just put him into anything. You know, I feel like swarm lists are pretty good. So you get 6-up Feel No Pain. His base is really big. So that Feel No Pain actually reaches quite a bit. But is he better than Norn? I feel like he fits in more lists than a Norn Emissary just because of his points. But Barbed have probably better utility. Neurogaunts as well. I think I'm okay leaving him there. Maybe I'm wrong. Tell me if I'm wrong. Please tell me if I'm wrong. I'd love to hear it. Pyrovore. Here's the thing with Pyrovore. He's 35 points. And honestly, I could stop the discussion there. If he's 35 points and he's such a big base, and the fact that he comes in and he helps out your Maleceptor by getting rid of cover, it's just so good. And honestly, like his gun is so good as well. D6+1, twin linked. And it's so like oftentimes I'm activating with the Pyrovore and I'm just like, oh, I just really need to shake off the cover for something else. But then also like he can kill stuff too. And strength 6 into Sisters, into Eldar, you're wounding on 2s and rerolling, and those kind of armies, they don't have great armor saves. So like -1 ignore cover actually kills models. So I'm very happy with the Pyrovore. I think I'm going to leave him right there on A tier. Whoo! Boom. Raveners. I think I do like Raveners more than the Pyrovore. Ooh, that feels bad. I don't know about that. Pyrovore is really good, but the change that makes me really like Raveners is the +1/2 strength, because they come at this breaking point of strength 6 twin linked actually messes up a lot of stuff. And a full squad of 3 is going to be 21 attacks. If you're invasion, you explode, then you get twin linked, and then it's just disgusting. And if you're in Vanguard, then you can advance and charge with these fellows. Oh my gosh, what a great skirmishing unit. Honestly, you can rapid ingress them somewhere and they can go get a backfield objective. They uppy downy every single turn. They can get secondaries. You know what? Boop, 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 boop. I think I'm going to do this. I think I rate Raveners pretty high, because all of this kills and stuff, but like this kills and can get you secondaries and can score you points. So I really, really actually like Raveners. This is making me question where Pyrovore is. Maybe like that? But then Neurolictor's probably definitely better than Broodlord. Okay, all right. It's just be by myself. So if I do this wrong, you just tell me in the comments. All right, Ripper Sorbs. Oh, how the mighty have fallen. I don't think they're worthless. Are they worth 25 points? Probably not. I think they can still come in and be like engage fodder or behind enemy lines. If you want to go fixed, and you absolutely want to go fixed secondaries, then maybe there's a place for a small unit. But I don't know. I think they're here. Screamer Killer. I think I like him here. But for the Screamer Killer really to work, I think you kind of have to go all in on the battle shock check things. Like you want the combo is Neurolictor says, hey, take a battle shock. Okay, you get it, whatever. Then in your shooting phase, maybe you move this guy up. You have this guy in range. He shoots. You trigger the battle shock, and it's -2 at that point because of the Deathleaper. And when you get battle shocks at -2, that's actually pretty hard to make for a lot of armies, even Space Marines. And then, like, yes, if he gets into combat, that's cool. But I would only feel like I'm taking one of these if I'm taking like 1 or 2 of these as well, because that combo works really well. He is kind of a beat stick, but honestly, there comes a point where you're probably just going to take Old One Eye instead of this guy because he's a little bit cheaper, smaller base. I don't know. That's a tough conversation, you know? His gun is good and it does cause battle shock. But I think it's like one of those like 1-2 punches that you have to do with these two fellas, you know? Yeah. Boop. Just spawn him. Just spawn him with this guy. Okay, look, he's even included in the picture right there. Don't put this in your army list. Just do this guy and make your own. Make 5, okay? Just spawn him. Look, they got the ugly Squidward crew up in here. No, just use this guy. All right. Swarm Lord. Oof. I'm going to do this. Oh, probably this. Okay, the Vector is great. And I feel like Swarm Lord gives you such a high CP advantage because you're getting an additional CP and you're taking CP from your opponent's way. He's good. And he hits kind of hard in melee too as well. He also has an okay flamer too. It's just he's so expensive. If he came down 20, 30 points, that's asking a lot, I know. He would be very, very, very good. I can't rate him any higher. I just can't. He's just too expensive. And like normally my Hive Tyrant slot is for this guy over here. Spoiler. But, you know, I think we do that, honestly. Who am I kidding? Nah, I'll probably keep him there. We'll see. Termagants. I like Termagants. I think it's really funny. I said I like Termagants and then put them in C tier. I like them. It's just, it gets the same problem with like the rest of these scoring units is Tyranids already score very, very, very well. So like if I have scoring units, then it's like tough. I think Termagants, you have to build around them, just like I was saying, the Norn Emissary. Okay. Yeah, that seems better to me. There's no way a Norn Emissary is better than Termagants. But in things like an Endless Swarm, where you can like rebuy stuff or get stuff back, and Invasion, where you can reoccur stuff. The Endless Swarm strat in Invasion, by the way, is disgustingly good. D3 plus 3 back for 2 units in Synapse. Oh my gosh. It's very good. But the problem is, like, we have units like the Hormagaunt, and we have units like Gargoyles. If you're wanting to just take an MSU unit of Termagants, find 15 more points and put these guys, or save 15 points and put these guys. I still think I rate them a little bit higher than, it's a good question, than Neurogaunts, though, because they have that reactive move. And if you have a 20-man blob, you can actually do some pretty cool stuff with them. So I'll leave them there for now. Tervigon. I think, like the Norn, the Tervigon is also kind of a build around. I think we're going to have to do this. Something like that. Because if you're taking a Tervigon, you're taking at least 20 of these. And if you're taking a Tervigon, you're probably honestly taking at least 40 of these, like 220-mans. They get lethals and everything. And you can do the regen once a turn. But the problem is, right, this basically gives you, for these guys, what Invasion Fleet already gives them. You can do the strat on them to regen. And yes, like regenning 2 Termagants twice is kind of cool. But also they get lethals in Invasion too. I don't know. I love the Tervigon. I have a very cool Tervigon that I loved painting. It's very cool looking. I'm just having a really hard time playing this kind of build, with that. Maybe I should just force it and give it a go. But I think Tervigon's top of C. Toxicrene. I would play Toxicrene before Hive Guard. Just for the fact that I would be able to give my opponents hugs from across the table with these guys. Look at those tentacles, man. Everybody always says it. Like the tentacles are the reason why it's a bad unit. So it's hard to get around. I think Pivot honestly does make it a little bit better, but it's profile also just doesn't really do what Tyranids want. And it's 150 points. I mean, I just don't really see Tyranids needing that model. I guess you can trap people in falling back and do some mortals and stuff, but I don't know. I just very lukewarm on the Toxicrene, and I'm pretty confident that I would put him there. Trigon. I love the Trigon. The Trigon is so cool. It's Vanguard Invader keyword now, so he can do cool stuff in that detachment. He's very good in Crusher, too. Comes in at OC6 right away. Boom. Just take a point. He's really cool. And he has 12 attacks, 12 damage, 3 attacks. If you put Synapse on him as well, I believe he's strength 10. Yeah. So he would be 12 attacks, strength 10, AP 2, damage 3. That is a great melee profile. And now with Crusher Stampede, where you can like morph through walls and stuff, I really think that he is actually pretty good. He's just 170 points is a lot to ask for, especially when you got this guy here. But I'll put him there. Maybe. I do think he is better than. No, I think a Norn is better here. Tervigon. I'm going to do this. Yeah. And then I believe these are melee warriors. Yeah. I think they hit really hard, but they're essentially you're going to do melee warriors with the Tyranid Prime, right? So it's like you either have this combo or you have this combo for pretty much exactly the same amount of points. This combo is a little bit more mobile and it has dev wounds. This combo hits. I just feel like they hit kind of pretty much the same. But these guys get -1 to hit in combat from the Broodlord, and they have a 5-up invuln. So like -1 to hit and 5-up invuln versus these guys who are just 4-up save. I don't know. I feel like these guys can go out and kill something, and then your opponent has to overcommit into this squad to actually kill it. Genestealers and Broodlords are way more tanky than people give them credit for. The -1 to hit, and if you're in invasion, you can do 5-up Feel No Pain as well. In Vanguard, you do the reactive move. I just like these guys way better, and it's one of those reasons where like these guys aren't on the field too much. It's because just Genestealers are doing their job, but doing it way better. Oh, these guys are cool, I guess, in Assimilation Swarm. That would be pretty good. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not too worried about moving these guys up at all. Maybe I'm rating Barbgaunts too high. We'll see. Ranged Warriors. We're going to go there. I think the one case where you actually say, yeah, maybe I'll run a Ranged Warriors is just to give like cheap Synapse out. But really, you have so many options that you can do that already. This guy does it. You know, you'll have these guys out, this guy out. Yeah. So I do think he is better than Toxicrene. I'm not sure he's better than Mawloc, though, because Mawloc can do cool stuff in Vanguard and Vader. This guy's cool. Yeah, I think I'm okay with him there. Tyrannocyte, I will put him... I would do something like that. I know you can do some cool shenanigans. I remember a while back, people were running like Pyrovore bomb. Where's that Pyrovore? Right here. Maybe that wasn't even this edition, though. But I just feel like Tyranids, it would be really cool if Tyranids had a transport that is not just a drop pod. That would be neat. But unfortunately, we don't have that right now. So we have a Tyrannocyte. I'm very meh on the Tyrannocyte, and I'd rather just spend my points on things that are going to do stuff. Tyrannofex. Okay, Tyrannofex is definitely better than Screamer Killer. Is he better than Old One Eye? I don't know. The Rupture Cannon got a huge glow up with its D6+6 damage right now, which is pretty nice, but I still honestly like the Acid Spray blanking a save. It's pretty good. I think I feel pretty cozy putting this guy right here. Tyrant Guard. I don't like them. I'm going to be honest. I think they're probably more useful than these guys. Again, in Assimilation Storm, like if you do a squad of 6 of them and then like Swarm Lord or a Hive Tyrant, that's pretty scary. Like that's really big brick to chew through. And that's just kind of tough, right? But other than that, I feel like honestly, you're better using your points off for like more units that are going to score stuff, you know? That's what I think right there. Venomthropes, you're going to use these if you're going like Swarm or something like that. I think they are okay. How many points are they? They're like 70 points. Something like that. Let's check. Yeah, 70 points. Wow, I'm a huge nerd. Yeah, they're 70 points. They don't fight first anymore. That was a long time ago. But they do give you minuses to hit and cover, which is kind of nice. And then they actually still hit kind of hard in melee against like scoring stuff. I'll keep them there. I think it's a good defensive buff. I used to be really high on Von Ryan Leapers. I think they are still technically better than some of this stuff. Just to infiltrate stealth is really good. I'm just without the good Rita Boy and Vanguard Invader, they just don't do it super great anymore, if that makes sense. Like Genestealers, you know, I feel like if you do get go first, you can trap your opponent in the battlefield, and then they actually are tankier than they appear. So, you know, because the -1 to hit, and they do have a 6-up end vuln with 3 wounds, that is actually kind of annoying to chew through. So I think I'll put them on top of C tier. I definitely think they're going to show up. Well, that's not true. I think more people are playing Norns than Von Ryans. I think maybe we do this. I love the Norn. Winged Hive Tyrant. Now, Winged Hive Tyrant, I'm going to put... Is he better than Tyrannofex? I think he is better. I'm going to put him right here. His big 12-inch aura in the fight phase is really good. -1 attacks for each model in a unit is just great. It is so good. He has the Vanguard Invader keyword, so in that detachment you can advance. He's going to be hitting on strength 10 because of Synapse all of the time. He gives you free strats. He's okay priced, you know? What is he like? 215 or something now. 210. That's pretty good. He carries enhancements pretty well. He's just good. I normally don't use him, but he's pretty good. And I have used him in different attachments. Like if you're running Synaptic Nexus, like him with 2 of these guys, just giving -1 attacks, and then you like put Maleceptor defensive buffs next to them as well, that can be a pretty tough castle to crack. I really do like that. My bias is showing. Look at these guys. Oh boy. Where did this unit right here? Oh my gosh. They are so good. 6 of them. The Overwatch alone on this. I love this unit. Just the Tyrant and Zoanthropes. I really like them. I think they're pretty fairly priced. They're las cannons that can be hitting on 2s, and they can be on re-rolling 1s as well. Let's just go ahead and... This is my party. These are my boys right here. Look at these 4 units right here. Well, look at that gun line. That is phenomenal. Okay, but more on Zoanthropes first. The blast is just disgusting. If you fire the entire squad into like a 10-man anything, it's gonna be 63 plus 12. 63 plus 12. So that means it's like an average of 24 shots or something like that. And it's very, very good. And hitting on 2, strength 7. Like, oh my gosh. D3 damage is like, meh. I would honestly rather be 2 damage, but this is very good. And then you pair it with the Exocrine. I love the Exocrine. Strength 9 on the gun now. I was actually very surprised that they buffed one of our best units. Like, I'm not going to complain about buffs, but like buffing our best unit in the data slate. Well, maybe not best unit, but strength 9 is actually really good into rhinos and other transports. Drakari's got some transports too that help that out. Very nice. Okay. Might get some flack for this. I think this guy just is S tier though. The 6-inch assault, even though assault's a little bit worse now, and lethals, and he has a good gun and melee profile. I think he's just kind of there. If you just create a castle with him and these guys, they're really good. I honestly think that if you're going to run Zoanthropes, you should have one of him because the advance and shoot really helps with their 5-inch movement. Yeah, I really like him. I think he's bottom of S tier. This is the Hive Crone. Where did he go? Where did I just put him? I think I'm just going to put the Hive Crone. I think I'd run Rippers before that. Yeah, I don't know. It's just not exciting. We have so many good units that you could run otherwise. Yeah, sorry. Harrispecs. I'm mid on Harrispecs. I think he's kind of cute. Assimilation Swarm. Do I think a Norn is better than him? I think I'm okay putting him here. And it's tough because at the beginning of the edition, everybody was like, 125 points for all of that? Yeah, it's cool. And now with Synapse, he gets strength 8 on all of his like little tentacle shots or hits, but I don't know. I think he's just okay here because we have this guy, right? We have this guy. We have these guys. He just kind of does stuff that we don't really need him to. Like if we've got a tanky bully unit, we got this guy here, a Maleceptor, but he's cute. But I'm having a hard time fitting him in even like Crusher Stampede-less. So, okay, Carnifexes. So if I were to judge them by being like with Old One Eye, I think they're here. Okay. That's if they're with Old One Eye. But without Old One Eye, I think they are here. Okay. So I think I just put him here and we're assuming that we're running him with Old One Eye. And you got to do the DACA effects, I think. I really do like their Blood Surge. They are kind of tough to chew through all of those. But, I don't know. I feel like just rerolling all hits is kind of a must with the Old One Eye. So I think I'll put him there. And then yeah, but is that combo better than a Tyrannifex? I don't think so. I think Tyrannifex just has great value. So I think I'm good keeping him there. All right. There you go. There's the tier list. No, I really do like the Harridan. I have one. We actually had a live stream where I brought it out. I'll probably bring it out one more time. But he's too many points. That being said, I think he's right there. I think he's got a really good gun, and the fact that he transports probably our best unit in our codex around, and he transports them around pretty well. I just like him, and he's super cute, and he's my best friend. Yeah, so that's my tier list. Sorry, this is a little bit of a ramble. It's pretty low production and everything, but this is kind of where I feel like bugs are right now. These are the units that I'm excited about using, that I'm excited about playing. Let me know what you guys think in the comments, please. I would love to hear it. And let me know if you want to hear, or if you want to see more videos like this. I'm always liking to do tactics, but, thanks for hanging out. Thanks for chilling with me. And thanks for being excited about bugs. See you next time. Bye. Thank you so much for watching. Comment, like, subscribe if you enjoyed this content. If I missed something, if I didn't get it quite right, go ahead and let me know in the comments, and I'll make sure it's perfect for you next time around. Thanks for hanging out. I'll see you Wednesday.